Again, I think to understand where we stand, we do a lot of market research. Every 3 years, we do a kind of a research where we actually pay outside companies to assess the brand, to say what are we doing wrong, what is it that we can do better, what are our strengths and what are our weaknesses. So 3 years ago, we did an AC Nielsen study. As you know, that's a very large. We did in 9 cities, and this is what came out. 90% of Dr. Batra's hair patients said they won't change to any other brand. Two-thirds of our patients come through referrals by word of mouth. 73% of patients said they're taking allopathy and homeopathy, say that we are the best solution in homeopathy. So not just people who believe in homeopathy, but also believe in allopathy. This was across 9 cities. Recently, we did an IMRB survey again, and this shocked us because not only did it say that Dr. Batra's 76% of people are aware of the brand, 90% of the general population believe it's reputed and trustworthy, but also what came out through this research also was that 54% of people in 5 large cities in India take homeopathy as a first preference, and 48% of people take allopathy as a first preference, and 14% take Ayurveda as a first preference. So that's the study that made us very happy, because that talks a lot about homeopathy. I think we would miss out homeopathy being technologically savvy and great if we were not to talk about the internet. We were the first movers in the internet. I was traveling with Shekhar Kapoor. He was on his honeymoon with his wife to Mauritius. We had a clinic there at that time, and he said, Doc, why don't you just start a cyber clinic? And I said, how do I do it? I don't know. I called up a young guy who was 26 years old. His father was the head of Times of India. And I said, can you do this for me? And he was a savvy guy. And he said, yeah, I'll do. So 1996, we started Cyber Clinic, which at that time nobody thought of. And we were in the Limca Book of Records for 2 years because we treated the highest number of patients ever by a doctor, 4.5 lakh patients online in 1 year. And we did that for 2 years. And of course, now we are grown a lot. So if you look at Alexa, which is not an authentic website, but more or less gives you indicative results, Dr. Batra is the #1 website in homeopathy in the world today. This is the result, and we map all of this very closely. We were the #2 website in the world about 2 years ago. ABC Homeopathy, and a company in America, was the largest because they had a learning portal as well. And so we made sure that we put in things which are going to be of use to people, and we are again revamping our website again to change and to be more, this is our web traffic. If you look at it, month by month, it is kind of mapped. And if you look at this again, you can see that, we get about 182,000 hits and unique visitors every month on our website. And this comes from almost 80 countries in the world. So this is very closely mapped and recorded, and, there's a whole industry that's developed around it as well. There are specialists who actually deal with this. Again, like the ostrich which buries its heads in the sand and said, I can't see nobody, so nobody can see me. We did that for a long time. We ignored social media. We said, these are not our patients. Look at what they're talking. This is a free world. Let them speak what they want to speak. We then realized that public opinion is very important. And a few years ago, we actually changed a negative sentiment from 64% to a positive sentiment on social media. And it took us 2 years to do that. And we did this through a very, very positive intervention and went about it in a very, very proper scientific manner. So today our Facebook has 160,000 likes. Our reach is almost 24 lakh people today. And our Twitter impressions are 1,23,000. This is not mine. I am not on Twitter. My company is. So these are the company impressions. So we actually map social media very, very strongly. We look at ORM, we look at reputation management. We have special teams who actually do that. And now, of course, we're also getting into SaaS. We are moving into SAP. So we're actually looking at how, predictive analysis. What is that people think? What are they buying? What are they looking at? And then working towards that as well. We started our first international clinic in Mauritius. When I went there, I met the vice president. He was supposed to inaugurate the clinic. And he said, Dr. Batra, you certainly don't expect the vice president of a country to inaugurate a room. And he said, if you start homeopathy here, I will arrest you, because I've just put an Ayurvedic doctor in jail because homeopathy is not legal in my country. I then flew every weekend for 6 months talking to the health minister, the prime minister, the president, and finally got an act in parliament to legalize homeopathy. And that's something that then went forward, and Mauritian television then made a film on saying how that whole thing happened and how homeopathy has now become a choice for people. We entered Dubai in 2009, again a kind of a failed thing. People said shut it down. We entered at a time when there was a lot of economic disturbance over there. People were running away. Indians were leaving cars at the airport, and they owed EMIs to people. They just ran back again. And happy to say that not only is the Dubai clinic today our largest turnover clinic in the world, but also that we've got lots of international and national recognitions and awards from Dubai. Is the most regulated clinic today of ours, and we are doing extremely well. We now have 3 clinics going on to 5 over there. London, again we started 2009. We are now opening a second clinic from Harley Street. We are now opening a second clinic in Wembley, right on the high street, so that we can actually talk to the Gujarati NRIs. We believe they are going to be a great audience for us. We are opening Bangladesh next week, our first clinic in Dhaka. Muscat, we've signed up with the Khimjis, who are one of the largest companies, or with the 50-50 JV. And we are going to start by October our clinics in Muscat. And Bahrain, we are talking to the government for the last 2 years. They're actually going to legislate homeopathy for us to make sure that we enter Bahrain. And we are going to do that also in October. We've had lots of meetings with royalty, with the kings and everything else over there, and the health ministers. So I think a lot of it internationally takes a lot of effort. It's not something which is already available. We have to work towards it. And ultimately then I think this is then the result, because then the industry grows, and from 2,700 crores, it's now expected to grow in the next 2 years to 5,870 crores in India. And worldwide, the homeopathic industry is today, alternative healthcare industry today is 53,000 crores, and the homeopathic industry is 27,000 crores. So that's how big the market has become. And the number of people in India who take homeopathic medicine are 10 crores, which will now move up to 16 crores in the next 2 years. So lots of people, it's almost got a 30% growth back to back. So this makes us feel very happy, and we also have a 22% growth, which is ahead of the homeopathic CRG of 11%, almost double of that. So we like to think that we are contributing, and we have figures to prove that as well. This is why the world is so important for us. People all think that homeopathy is only India. It's completely wrong. India has only 9% of the world market of the global world market. And France is the largest, followed by Germany, UK, and then India in terms of numbers. India has the largest number of homeopathic doctors in the world. It has the largest number of followers of homeopathy in the world. But it makes the least number of money through homeopathic treatments and medicines in the world. So it's nowhere in the world map as far as the revenue is concerned, but it certainly is in the world map because it has the largest number of homeopathic doctors and the largest number of homeopathic followers. I also believe that in any entrepreneurship, that we do, we must make sure that we are inclusive. And therefore we have our foundation, which has a 1% formula. Very often you have a 10% formula that you give me 10% cut and I'll give you a license. We have started a 1% formula about 14, 15 years ago, and we said that can we not take 1% of our net profit into the company? And can we not also take 1% of employee salary voluntarily into our CSR activity? This was much before CSR became fashionable, before it became compulsory. And can we not also take 1% of our key vendors? And the idea behind all of this is that the more wealth we create, the more we can share. And so the whole CSR model in our company was developed 15 years ago with an idea that if we become big, the more clinics we have, the more vendors we have, the more money comes to the foundation. And then the more money we have to share with people. So this is something that's done very well for us. We today are running 112 free clinics. First Tuesday of every month, all your servants can walk into a Dr. Batra's clinic and get free treatment lifelong. Whether no questions are asked. We see about 150-60 patients in one clinic, in that one day. And our doctors come voluntarily, and they, move out. And I believe that this is a very important part, not just for society, but also for us. I believe that young doctors get complacent, they sit in air-conditioned rooms, they have the top people coming to them. And I think that we become insensitive as doctors. And because we see so much of pain and suffering, day in and day out, we then become thick-skinned. And I think to keep our sensitivity alive, is why we have to do this. That's why a doctor has to go to an old age home, he has to go to an animal shelter, he has to put in certain hours every month in social work, because that's what makes him a better human being. He may be a great doctor, but how does he become a better human being? That's very important for us, because if he becomes a better human being, he'll be able to relate with people much better. He'll be outgoing, he'll be, and so, like I always say this, I walked and complained that I had no shoes till I came across a man who had no feet. And this is the philosophy that we tell our doctors, that you're so comfortable, but have you looked at the other side? Have you seen how that person is suffering? And I think when you go out and work with these people, I remember in Hyderabad we work with an Anurag age-old home, and I try to visit them personally myself at least once a year. And a lot of my charity initiatives are driven around this. My photography, my singing, all my hobbies are for charitable causes, and whatever money comes goes entirely to them. So I remember going in Hyderabad to an Anurag old age home, which is about 50-60 kilometers outside the city. And this was a few years ago, and till today, I cannot get that picture out of my mind. An old couple sitting together on one bed with one box and holding on to it tight, because that is the only worldly belonging that they have. And when you see such scenes, you then think how lucky you are. And you then believe that you must have more outreach programs and you must reach out to more people. So every clinic in every city, not every clinic, but every city has to do at least one NGO activity by tying up with a local CSR. And this is what we do across. We have the Happy Blind School, we have the Mercy Old Age Home, we have the Senior Citizens in Chandigarh, we have the Anurag Old Age Home, and my doctors actually go out and give free service. And please understand that for this, it is one of the few social enterprises where there is zero administration cost. Everybody pays from their pocket. A doctor is not paid any money. He takes a taxi on his own. He goes and feeds people when he goes there, other than treating them free of charge. So that's the spirit with which it is done. We also have positive health awards for people who are disadvantaged, because we believe that a patient who's actually suffering can be the best role model for other people. And we build that over a period of time to something. It's a property that we built, which now goes internationally. It's covered and it goes to about 80 countries live. We've had people like Hrithik Roshan, Vidya Balan, Sanjay Dutt, all the top guys that you can think of, Aishwarya Rai, coming and associating with Dhoni last year. So, looking forward now, I think we are looking at key strategies. We want to expand the footprints to reach new cities, expand new horizons in therapeutics, get into more things, and basically we want to now move from homeopathy to healthcare. And that's our next step, and we are working towards that. So we have now aesthetic solutions, which has nothing to do with homeopathy, but we have all these treatments now in all our clinics, and we have about 122 of them as like a clinic-in-clinic concept. And we also have hair transplant studios. We have one in Jayanagar. We have a plastic surgeon who does hair transplants very successfully for the last few years here. And this is what you can see. That's the Grow Hair Studio, and that's the hair transplant studio. And in 5 hours, you can get 3 to 5 hours, you can get all your hair back forever. And you're watching TV and you're doing that. You go back home happy. The other focus that we have now is products. I've already told you about it. So I'm just going to run through this. These are the cities where we are. We are mostly south-based, but we now had a very strong entry into north and northeast as well. And northeast is giving us very surprising results. This is the kind of end cap that we have if you go to a store, this is what you'll see there. So Dr. Batra stands out very, very exclusively in every mall, every big bazaar, every whatever, modern trade outlet. This is the kind of in-store presence that we have in Dubai as well. And we are looking at growing this from 6,500 to 20,000 this year and 100,000 by 2020. So this is going to be our next big thing, and it will also grow internationally. These are retail partners. We are available in Health and Glow, Big Bazaar, Ochan, Poti, Lulu, Spencer's, etc. Many, many more. And these are the pharmacy chains, MedPlus, Apollo. So almost all the big chains today stock a Dr. Batra's products. And therefore to get an entry there and to be there for the last 1 year has also been a challenge. Our other new verticals that we are building is Dr. Batra's Pet Care. It was India's first veterinary and homeopathy animal care center. We run a hospital in South Delhi, a 3-storied hospital which has surgery, it has grooming, it has pet shop, it has allopathy, it has homeopathy. And we now want to get into there's a very unorganized pet care market, we believe, and we now want to get into this. So we are going to now open 20 or 30 more clinics this year, which are going to be pet care clinics, Dr. Batra's Pet Care, and we will at least have 4 or 5 clinics within this financial year in Bangalore as well, where you can, not only you have a choice now, but even your animals have a choice with homeopathy. Even they can be treated with homeopathic medicine if you wish. So